my little Tattle Tells. How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Porsha Williams and Simon Cambodia, baby, you are looking and drumming up whatever you can to get some type of eyes on your wedding. Listen, I feel the pain, right? We keep forgetting that reality TV is a drug. That's why people are always playing themselves, making fool of themselves, and then they went back for the next contract, right? Now, if you go watch my old videos, you'll know that the streets were saying that Porsha's Nigerian wedding, first of all, I didn't even think that wedding was even happening, because you cannot tell me for a Nigerian wedding when they spend millions, they are like movie sets, that Porsha paid the caterer, the wedding planner, the hall, and had her dress picked out all in time for that wedding, especially considering she just went back to Nigeria a couple weeks ago and said, we said yes. How do we know it was just a couple of weeks ago? Because Porsha's Olympic, whatever she did to lose weight, right? And we know it wasn't put down to Henny and hookahs, right? Whatever she did to lose weight, Porsha is much, much smaller than we saw her a couple months ago in August. She got that last round of lipo and whatever else she did, and she thinned out. So we knew it is current. But let's just say this, right? Porsha has been doing every trick she can to get the blogs to pick up her wedding. You even are planting stories in TMZ and paying the shade room and gossip in the city. You saw the last dumb thing she did, right? Where she's like, oh, she had hanging up back there, looking like the red wedding dress, voulez-vous say pavasu, the feathers. Now listen, Porsha will always give a cute look. I'm sure when the gown is on, it's gonna look spectacular. But this is supposed to be your traditional Nigerian wedding dress. She's also having a white ceremony, which is like the traditional American one, right? There's two weddings happening. You have this bright red dress with feathers and gold all over it. Also, Porsha, you don't live in an apartment anymore. You have a huge walk-in closet, the one that you are busy filming TikToks in. You had that dress hanging up in the background, your wedding dress, hanging out like it was a Shein 1099 dress. I would assume that a wedding dress was covered and you'd be very careful with it. And it's the wedding dress, right? You mean to tell us it was hanging up on the hanger like it's some stuff you just got from Shein in your closet while Lauren's getting dressed? You asked the camera to look at the wedding dress and then walk in scene, walk out the scene, and then said, my wedding dress, and ran back in the scene. And some dum-dums on the internet was like, no, y'all understand, Porsha's slow. Porsha ain't slow. Porsha is just a bad actress. And the older Porsha gets, the more her dumb, ditzy act just seems so fake and phony. But I get it. She wanted attention for her wedding. She wanted people to start talking about what she's gonna wear. Girl, unless it's televised, can you just show us the Instagram pictures and call it a day? She wants a lead up. She wants the fanfare. It's funny to me how all Porsha's fans can be and throwing a war for her. Like, are any of y'all going there buying things for her wedding? She's just dumb and toxic. Has anybody bought her a wedding gift? Has anybody started hyping her up? All they want to do is talk about how Rohan needs her. Is anybody going to hype up her wedding? Because that's what your fave wants. She is begging for attention. The latest thing, which is so embarrassing, is something saying that she literally planted a story in TMZ. She planted a story in TMZ that Simon and them have gotten, they got a marriage license. But like all things with Porsha, is half-assed, late and delayed. Because, y'all, this is a story that TMZ ran. You can't tell me they didn't pay for this. My fiance and I got a license to marry. Just listen to the story. Porsha's taking a major step forward with her engagement to Simon Cambodia. And it looks like the couple's super serious about tying the knot. The Roha alone. How come they didn't put best-selling author? Side note, did y'all notice how anybody that breathes get a copies of Porsha's book? Remember how I told you that what you do to get on the US Times bestseller thing, remember how I told you buy the copies yourself and then you give them out free for some reason? Isn't if you buy Go Naked, you get a free copy? Isn't if you buy Pamper by Porsha, you get a free copy? Me thinks that Porsha has a public storage unit someplace that has 5,000 copies of The Pursuit of Porsha. I'm just saying, everything checks out. They said the Rohan alum and her fiance got a marriage license back in August 19 in Georgia's Fulton County. Now get this. I said, what? A marriage license? August 19. I don't remember anything being registered, and usually people pay attention to that. But get this. We're going to come back to that. Listen to this stunt queen. They also said Porsha inadvertently showed her wedding dress on social media this week, shocking fans who weren't convinced she actually walked down the aisle with Simon. Everybody knows that Porsha's going to marry Simon. Porsha is a marrier. Porsha gave up all her other bags. She has nothing else going on. You better marry that. You better marry that old man. I will say this though. I will say this. The Gossip Informer on Twitter. If you don't follow the Gossip Informer, make sure you do. They had a good point. They said Porsha's getting married so she can get a divorce. And I 100% believe that, right? Because get this. Of course she was going to walk down with Simon. As much as she sacrificed, as much as she played herself, as much as she gave up and made a fool of herself. And I will say this, Porsha is always in my mind looking for the next thing. The reason she's marrying Simon is because that is the best she can do. Anyway, they said, but now we know Porsha and Simon have a marriage license, which they need in order to get hit. So it appears they're really headed for the altar. But get this, and here's the dumb part. According to the court clerk where Porsha and Simon got their marriage license, there is no expiration date on the document. We're told the license has yet to be signed and returned to the office. So they literally got the marriage license application, but they didn't sign it. So they're not legally married. They literally just got the application, filled it out. Now they have to sign it and submit it back to the court for it to be. Sources with direct knowledge say there are no plans to have production cameras filming Porsha's wedding for Bravo, despite speculation. I actually want to hear from people that bought the lie that Porsha and Simon were getting married in August in Nigeria. From what I hear, a lot of people that couldn't, well, I don't want to say they couldn't afford it, but a lot of people spent money on flights and hotel to go to Nigeria to celebrate her love. Porsha left them all hanging, and her billionaire boyfriend, right? That's what $1 billion looks like when you broke. Again. Simon's not working at Walmart. But did Simon have enough for you to throw away your whole career? On Porsha's part, the answer was yes. I guess there's enough bags and shoes and her sitting in that home. But I will say one thing about Porsha and Simon I noticed about their dynamic. We can start the 2.5-year time clock because Simon don't stay in any marriage past, besides his first one, past 2.5 years. But just look at this. As long as Simon's gonna have her, Porsha's gonna be happy being in lazy in the house, drinking hookahs, smoking, doing whatever, right? Fine, to each their own. You want to be a kept woman? Fine. If I was going to be a kept woman, I would try to make sure that person actually kept their women and didn't just move them out. But I will say this is Porsha's end goal. She somehow feels like she can deal with Simon. With a man like Simon Gavodia, it's not getting him to the altar. It's forming a lasting relationship. But you never know. Weirder things have happened. We thought Cordell was perfect until Porsha let us know she was lying to us. We thought Dennis was perfect until Porsha told us she was lying to us. And now we got Simon, who Porsha says is perfect. Cue music from when we find out Porsha's been lying to us. I will say one thing though. Simon might not realize it, but Porsha got the perfect exit plan. The perfect exit plan. Because baby, if things hit the wall with Simon, he turns into the drinker, philanderer, and all this, and he's been with every other woman he's been with, Porsha just a sob story. She just might be back for season 17 of Roja if Roja's still on. I'm just saying. Maybe Porsha is the smartest person. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Are y'all looking forward to the wedding? Porsha's gonna have to live stream on YouTube or Instagram, because how else are we gonna see it? But I'm sure it's gonna be a beautiful affair, because if there's two things that Porsha Williams is good for, besides throwing an erratic, mentally unstable, violent fit, it's given us a beautiful Instagram picture. Because what is Instagram but fake, false, phony? That's the perfect fit. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.